Hello and welcome to another video. Let's put this up here. This will be another Boogie2988 reaction. Looks like I did a little gaming related video or movie related video. I'm not sure. I guess I'll find out. This one is called Miles Can't Be the New Spider-Man in Spider-Man 3. So, let's see what happens in this video. This one is going to be shorter than the Buntel Best reaction I just did, which was almost 7 minutes. So, this will probably be the shortest reaction today because I'm still on Jigsaw Sister on MeRMG's channel, and that's going to be over 10 minutes long, so this will probably be the shortest reaction I do today. With that being said, let's see what happens in this video.
We are in the middle of documentary season, which means I still have plenty of clips from the documentary left to drop on the channel, but a lot of you guys have said you would like to see the return of me talking about video games, and there's a video game I really want to talk about today. Spider-Man 2 came out last month, and the critics gave it a 90, and users...
Yeah. And no, yeah, I like when Boogie does this. I may not always react to these videos of Boogie's if he does some video game review, especially if it's 20 minutes long. But majority I will, of course. But yeah, from past Boogie reactions, I won't always react to his video game related videos. But yeah, I mean, depending on the topic, would depend if I react to it or not. He did some magic stuff and some Diablo videos in the past. I'm not really into those games as much, so those type of videos I probably won't react to. But if he's reacting to something that I probably would be interested in, like this one, I'll probably would react to it. And yeah, I've been hearing about this Marvel Spider-Man 2 coming out recently. However, it's only for PS5. If I am to play this game, I need to get a PS5. But I don't need to worry about that right now. I can get a PS5 eventually. Yeah, anyways, with that being said, let's continue.
Gave it a 91, and if you've been paying attention to video games for a while, you know it's pretty rare that both the critics and the users agree. And I'll be honest with you, I might be a little bit biased because I love Spider-Man. I grew up with Spider-Man on the Electric Company as a kid. I watched the cartoons, I read the comics, and I've always loved the idea of the Spider-Verse where there's multiple Spider-Men, whether it's Peter Parker, Miles Morales, Miguel O'Hara, Gwen Stacy, Silk Spider, doesn't matter. I love the idea of playing as multiple Spider-Man, and knowing that I would get to do that in this game and getting to play as both Peter and Miles, this game was just built for me. A lot of people, though, don't seem to like Miles, which I don't really understand. I think he's a fine Spider-Man. Though I have to admit, since I grew up with Peter Parker will always be my Spider-Man. The same way the 10th Doctor is my Doctor Who. So when I read on Twitter the other day that Miles Morales will be...
I can agree to that. I mean... I haven't watched every single Spider-Man thing out there, but the ones that I did, it was Peter Parker. Like, especially those movies that came out a long time ago, Spider-Man and Spider-Man 2, I saw those. Spider-Man 2 was a good movie, too. I enjoyed watching that. So I totally get that.
The main Spider-Man of the Marvel's gameverse moving forward. I wasn't a huge fan. I don't like the idea of Peter Parker taking the back seat. What sucks about this is the writing for this is really good. If you play through Spider-Man 2 without getting into spoilers, Pete is exhausted by the end of that game. He's been doing the Spider-Man thing for a really long time. Now there's another Spider-Man who can help him out and maybe even take over while Peter focuses on the other aspects of his life for a little while. That's just good writing. I would have loved a comic about that, and I love seeing it in the game. And like I said, Miles is a fine Spider-Man. His story is interesting enough to where he got his own standalone game, and critics and users and myself all enjoyed it. I don't have a problem with a Miles Morales story because he's an excellent Spider-Man. I just don't know that I want him to be the only Spider-Man. Anybody can be Spider-Man. Peter Parker, Miles Morales, Doc Ock, a car, a pig. Why would you limit yourself to focusing only on Miles when you could add more playable Spider-Man for the third game? It's nonsensical to take a step backwards after you let us play as multiple Spider-Man in Spider-Man 2. And look, I'm not saying that there will only be Miles Morales in the next game. Hopefully there will be multiple Spider-Men, but don't put Peter back on the back burner. He's still got so many stories left to tell. You got like 60 years worth of comic stories that you can put into another game. The elephant in the room is recognizing that Spider-Man 2 does have a tremendous amount of diversity and representation in it. You know, I don't really have a problem with it. There's a lot of it in this game. There's missions where you play as a deaf girl. You end up getting a robot pet for a blind woman. You end up helping a boy invite his gay crush to homecoming. That's all in this game, just like most modern games. And that's led a lot of people to wondering if we're leading the shift to Miles Morales as the main Spider-Man, not because he's the most interesting Spider-Man, and I genuinely don't think he is more interesting than Peter Parker, but because they're trying to force diversity into this game universe. And if they're doing that, I think that's a pretty big mistake. And I want to make it clear, I love stories that include diversity and different walks of life that I've never walked. Give me queer stories, give me black stories, give me American Indian stories, give me something interesting in my media and my video games, and if it's written well, like Atlanta or The Last of Us, I'm going to love it. I clearly am not somebody that's afraid.
Yeah, that's The Last of Us video. I'll probably do a reaction to that too. I played Last of Us before. I have Last of Us remastered digitally on my main PlayStation account, so if I start streaming again, that would be the good thing to start with, so that's for sure.
Of diversity. But I think that if you're going to put diversity into your media, you got to get it right. You got to hire good writers. You got to have good people who know what they're doing to write a good and interesting and compelling and truthful story. And if you don't do those things, if you don't tell that story because it is interesting, not just because it's gay, then you are not serving the community that you hope to prop up. I saw a lot of political pundits like Lauren Chen saying Peter Parker is Spider-Man, Miles Morales is just Miles Morales, and Lauren is wrong here. Miles Morales is a universe's version of Spider-Man, and he's just as valid as any other. Peter might be your Spider-Man, the one you most relate to, the one that you like the most. That's the case for me, but Miles is still a Spider-Man. And
Peter Parker is the case for me too, but I don't know if I look into... Oh my god, Delane. If I look into the other Spider-Mans, I might like them too. Peter Parker is probably my pick. So, you know, I've heard about the Spider-Verse stuff, so, yeah.
Damn good one at that. And Miles still has stories to tell. He's good enough of a Spider-Man to mainline the third game if you really want him to. I feel like there's plenty of other Peter Parker stories left to tell, and I hope that you choose to tell them. But if you go with Miles because you think he's the most interesting character, because you think he's the most relatable, because you think he'll sell the most copies, because you think his story is the best one, I'll be there to watch you tell it, and I'll play through the game. But don't do it just because he checks off some diversity checklist. That's absolutely the wrong way to go. Now, as usual, this is just one man's opinion. I could be wrong, and I know you're going to let me know if I am down in the comment section below. Do you want to see another Miles Morales standalone game? Do you want to see Miles pilot the third game? Do you want to see Gwen Stacy, Silk Spider, Miguel? Who do you want to see in this next game? I would love to see Into the Spider-Verse, but in game form, and I know Insomniac can pull that off, and I hope they do. As always, guys, thanks for watching. I love you very much, and I will speak with you again soon. This video is brought to you by Meta PCs. Check out the link in the description box below to check out their early Black Friday sale, and when you decide to buy, use code Boogie to save 5%. Two big gaming news pieces came up today, and I had to come in here and talk about them. Number one involves GTA 6. The second one involves AI. Now, the first bit of news involves Rockstar Games saying they're celebrating their 25th anniversary. But in this thread, we got something really exciting. It says, we are excited to let you know that in early December, we will release the first trailer for the next Grand Theft Auto. We look forward to many more years of sharing these experiences with all of you. Woo, baby, let's go! I love the GTA series. I picked up with it.
Whoops. Oh, my bad. I didn't realize I went to that video. So, my mistake on that. But I will be doing this reaction next. So, you guys will probably see the first 30 seconds again. I got a little distracted from Fantasy. But, no, that was a good video about the Spider-Man stuff. So, I happen to agree with Boogie on that. So, anyways, I'm going to go ahead and end this video here. Stay tuned for the next one. And, yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing what this video is about as well. So...